In 1973, a researcher named Loren Pickart was doing something that sounds more like science fiction than laboratory science. He was taking liver tissue from old animals, aged, worn down, and bathing it in blood plasma taken from young animals. And the old tissue started acting young again. The proteins it produced changed. The cells began behaving the way they had decades earlier. Pickart spent years trying to find out what in the young blood was responsible. The answer turned out to be something tiny: three amino acids, the building blocks of protein, bound to a single copper ion, something your body already makes, something that's been in your blood your entire life, something you're making less of every single year after age 20. That molecule was GHK-Cu, and what it does inside your cells is one of the most remarkable things in all of aging science. I'm Sean, this is PeptideAtoZ. If you watched our first GHK-Cu video, this is the deeper story, the one that changes how you think about aging at the most fundamental level. Let's go. Here's what we're covering: what Pickart actually found in that young blood and why it still matters in 2026. The 4,000 gene discovery, what it actually means in plain English, and why one number inside it is extraordinary. Brand new 2025 trial results that give GHK-Cu stronger human evidence than it had a year ago. A gut finding from 2025 that nobody in the peptide space is covering yet, and the honest picture of where the science actually stands. Let's build it. Here's what Pickart's discovery actually established. GHK-Cu is naturally present in your blood at high levels when you're young, around 200 units per milliliter in your 20s. It's also found in your saliva and your urine. Your body makes it. It's not something foreign, it's something you've always had. The problem: by the time you reach 60, you only have about 80 units per milliliter left. That's a 60% drop, more than half gone, and here's why that matters. Most compounds researchers study work by hitting one specific target in the body, one receptor, one chemical signal, one effect. GHK-Cu doesn't work that way. It works at a much deeper level. Instead of triggering one pathway, it appears to influence the instructions your DNA sends to your cells, turning up the signals that drive repair and protection, and turning down the signals that drive aging and damage. The question was, how many of those signals does it actually affect? The answer, when researchers finally had the tools to measure it, stopped people cold. Because when scientists ran GHK-Cu through the largest gene database in the world, what they found wasn't what anyone expected. Scientists at the Broad Institute, one of the world's leading genomics research centers, ran GHK-Cu through a massive database of how different compounds affect human genes. At incredibly tiny doses, far smaller than what you typically think of as a meaningful amount, GHK-Cu influenced over 4,000 human genes, published in 2015 and verified in the NIH Research Library. 4,000 genes. Now here's the number that makes that truly extraordinary. Those 4,000 genes represent about 31% of all the genes that change between young tissue and old tissue. Think about what that means. Aging happens partly because the instructions your DNA sends to your cells shift over time. Certain repair signals get quieter, certain damage signals get louder. That's a big part of why the body breaks down. GHK-Cu appears to push almost a third of those shifts back in the direction of youth. It turns up genes involved in repairing damage, rebuilding collagen and elastin, and defending against harmful stress. It turns down genes involved in chronic inflammation, scarring, and breakdown. This is not what a basic collagen cream does. This is a compound working at the level of your actual DNA instructions, shifting patterns that take decades of aging to build. The honest note: we know it changes these genes in the lab. What that means for how you feel and how you age over years, that's what the clinical trials are trying to answer. And the 2025 evidence just got meaningfully stronger. Because the human trial data that came out in 2025 goes somewhere nobody covering GHK-Cu is talking about yet: the skin trials. In 2024, a properly designed clinical study, 60 women between 40 and 65 applied a GHK-Cu cream twice daily for 12 weeks. The results: 31% reduction in wrinkles, 28% improvement in skin elasticity, and a 15% increase in collagen density, all measured objectively, not by the participants themselves. Those are real trial numbers. Then in 2025, researchers combined the results from 7 separate trials covering 456 people total. When you pull that much data together in one analysis, patterns become much clearer. The combined finding: statistically significant wrinkle reduction across the board. The honest caveats: the studies were done differently enough that the combined number has to be ranked carefully, and about 40% of the trials were funded by companies with a financial interest in the result. Both of those things matter, but this is the strongest collection of human evidence for GHK-Cu on skin that has ever been published, and it points in exactly the direction the gene data would predict. The gut finding nobody is talking about. A study published in a major pharmacology journal in 2025 tested GHK-Cu in an animal model of ulcerative colitis. The result, GHK-2 reduced the inflammation significantly through a pathway that is directly connected to longevity research, the same biological system that caloric restriction and fasting activate. This is important for two reasons. First, it opens an entirely new category of GHK-Cu research that has nothing to do with skin. Gut aging and gut inflammation are increasingly central to the broader longevity conversation. Second, it connects GHK to a longevity pathway that the most respected aging researchers in the world are already focused on. It's one animal study. It needs human trial confirmation before we can say more. But for anyone dealing with chronic gut inflammation, this is the most relevant GHK-Cu finding published in years. So where does all of this actually leave GHK-Cu in 2026? What can you honestly say it does, and what is still being figured out? Here's the honest split, because GHK-Cu actually exists in two completely different evidence categories depending on how it's used. Used on the skin, the evidence is strong. Multiple properly designed clinical trials, a 2025 combined analysis of 7 studies, consistent results across independent research groups. Skin-applied GHK-Cu products are widely available and backed by the best human data. If the only thing you take from this video is that topical GHK-Cu has real science behind it, that's accurate, injected or taken systemically. This is where the gene expression story lives. This is where the gut findings live. The evidence here is mostly from lab and animal research. The clinical human data for systemic use hasn't been built yet. The gene data is extraordinary. What it means for how a person ages over years is still being studied. The regulatory picture for injectable GHK-Cu changed in April 2026. It was removed from the FDA's restricted list. The bottom line on the 31% gene finding, we know GHK-Cu shifts those genes in the direction of youth. We don't yet know if that shift produces the outcomes you'd hope for: longer healthy years, measurably slower aging. That's the research gap. The mechanism is extraordinary. The proof in humans over time is still being built. What we can say, no other compound in the research peptide space has a gene expression story like this one. Quick pause, 2 ways to go deeper. Free beginner's guide to peptide science in the description, and the PeptideAtoZ community has the full field guide, AI coach, and live Q&A, both links below. In 1973, a researcher bathed old tissue in young blood and watched the old tissue start acting young. The molecule responsible turned out to be something tiny: 3 building blocks of protein bound to a copper ion, something your body makes naturally and makes less of every year after 20. That molecule influences over 4,000 genes. It shifts almost a third of the entire genetic difference between old tissue and young tissue back toward youth. New 2025 trials give the skin evidence the strongest human backing it's ever had. A new gut finding opens a longevity connection nobody expected, and the path to legal access through licensed pharmacies is moving forward. The mechanism is extraordinary. The clinical proof over time is still being built. That gap between what the science suggests and what's been fully proven is exactly what this channel exists to cover honestly. Subscribe. Every major development gets covered here first. This is PeptideAtoZ. Research, education, longevity. See you in the next one. One last thing. Everything on this channel is for educational purposes only. We're here to break down the science, not to tell you what to do with your body. Nothing in this video is medical advice, and nothing here should be taken as a recommendation to use any specific compound or substance. Always talk to a qualified healthcare professional before making any decisions about your health. We take that seriously, and we think you should too.